Today, I'm going to tell you a little story about a market that I grew up with. And this story goes back to, I'd say 1990. I guess, yeah, I would say 1990 because that's when I moved into that block. The story is about the Guerrero market on the corner of Avenue 56 and York, North Avenue 56 in York, in Highland Park, California. I thought this market deserves somebody to talk about it because, the way it went out, it's not right. So let me just tell you a little backstory about this beautiful market. So back in the days, we had very few places to shop around there. So if you wanted to get some groceries, you'd have to drive all the way up to York and Figueroa to the Boyce Market, and that's got to be what, like, I would say probably 3-4 miles away. So that's pretty far. Or you could go to Lucky's, and Lucky's was on York and Eagle Rock. You had to cross Eagle Rock Boulevard, so that's another, I would say, 3 miles. So that's a lot of walking. And at that time, Highland Park was predominantly a Latino place, and someone like my grandmother, she didn't have a car, neither did my mom, and a lot of ladies, a lot of people were in the same boat. My dad had a vehicle, but he used it to go drive to his job, which was in downtown LA, right? So, my grandma she had to do what she had to do. So she would walk to this market, and, thank God for this market. They had fruits, they had vegetables, they had meat, they had chicken. So everything my grandma needed for that day, she would go and purchase at the Guerrero market. And then she would make us lunch, or she would have the food for dinner. And not just my grandma, it was everyone's grandma, everyone's mom, everyone's dad. Anyone would walk to the Guerrero and, walk with their groceries home. And I don't know about you, but, when was the last time you went to the grocery store and, everyone has shopping carts, but back then that little market did not have shopping cart. But think about walking with your groceries to your car in your hand. It sucks, right? So whenever we went to this little market, we had to know exactly what we were going to buy. And then we would go ahead and walk home up the hill with it. So not just myself, everyone did that. And that's how we lived our lives. This place was there for almost 30 years. How many families did it help? How many kids were fed because of this place? This place was a beacon of hope, right? In a neighborhood that it wasn't that easy to live there, but it was beautiful to us. We loved the hills of Highland Park. There was a lot of gang activity. We were all fully aware of it, but there was a trade-off, right? There was hills that we can chill at. We could afford to live there, and we were like right in the middle of Glendale, Pasadena, South Pasadena. So that was our little spot where we grew up. And this market, it just, when I think about it, I get sad and mad at the same time. So the story goes like this. There was a real estate agent. It was a woman. She went in there with a conniving plan, right, to get a listing, right? And she claimed that her vehicle was hit, and the Guerrero market, in the back of it had a little parking structure. She said that her vehicle was hit, so she walks up to the lady that runs the Guerrero, and she says, "Are you the owner? My vehicle was hit, and I need to in your parking lot. I need to make a report." So the Guerrero lady says, "No, I'm not." So this woman with the conniving plan says, "Well, who is the owner? I need their information," knowing damn well that she was going to contact them. So the lady proceeds, the Guerrero market lady proceeds to give her the information. And then this woman says, all right, thank you. And then I guess she called up the owner. She didn't mention anything about the accident, but she did say, hey, listen, I got your information. Did you know I have several people that are willing to pay top dollar for your spot there? Do you have a lease with the Guerrero people? And the guy said, no, I don't have any leases month to month. I trust them. They've been with me for years. And she asks, do you mind telling me how much they pay you? So I don't know what the amount was, but I guess the amount that this lady promised that the older gentleman was like 10 times more than that amount. So the gentleman then proceeds to say, well, I guess I'm going to have to break the news to them and tell them that, we're going to be selling the place. And that's exactly what he did. And you know what the kicker is? The real estate agent did not even have any active buyers or any active people that wanted to lease the place. Her whole thing was, I'm just going to put up a listing so I can get people, not just for this place, but for other places. So it's like a form of advertisement to these real estate agents. And eventually someone leased the place. I don't know when, because it's been different businesses. I've been following it, I look it up, but it's been different businesses since the Guerrero market closed. So, you took down a place that provided a service to a neighborhood where, people didn't have cars, and that's how they fed their families. And, how there is other markets around there, right? There's other bigger markets, but for almost 30 years, Guerrero served as a place for their community. And it's just really sad that, it's no longer there. I always think about it. I just never thought it would go away. It's just one of those things, right? It's like a landmark, or I don't know, like a building that you just don't think will ever go away. And I don't know how many businesses have come and gone since Guerrero Market was there, but I don't think they're ever going to have that soul or that love and care that place had for all of its residents, all of its neighborhood, all of the people that called it their market, right? And I just thought it deserved to be told. I always think about it. It makes me nostalgic when I see it, and I don't know, people. Maybe if you see that happening, maybe say something. There's a lot of great places that are just being pushed out, always, because of someone is, conniving or willing to steal a listing or lie about buyers or renters. And I get it. We're here to make money. I get it, but I don't know. I think that that's just, it's sad. It's sad how many people won't get their food or access to fresh fruits. This is before anything was, the whole organic, craze. We're sustained because of the where Guerrero Market was at. So, okay, I just thought I'd talk about it. Well, it'll always be in my heart, and if you grew up there, I'm sure or you are aware of a market by your house that you grew up in that they took down that meant a lot to you. I'll never forget my grandma coming in there and telling me, hey, listen, you take this bag, your little brother takes that, your cousin takes that, and let's walk 4 or 5 blocks up on a hill to our house. And we did that we did that every day, and it always have a special place in my heart. All right, well, thank you for listening to my little stories, and you all stay safe out there. Have a good night.